Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on the monthly transit results and predictions for the very first month of 2023. So yes guys, to begin with, and first of all, wish you all a very happy new year, and it's my prayers, my blessings that all of your wishes shall come true during this year. So guys, like the way I always say this thing, that before coming to any conclusion, you have to take into consideration the kind of yogas you have in your chart and which all dashas are operational in your life right now. But like the way I always say this thing, that the transit also plays a very pivotal role in actually shaping up the circumstances around us. I always say this thing, that whatsoever is destined in your life in the form of some major important event, that day when it is going to be getting delivered to you, moon in the transit has to promise that. So somehow a lot many astrologers say that it's your own dasha only which has every say in your life, but I would say that you have to blend it. Like, neither this video individually is complete, nor just looking at your own dasha is sufficient enough. You have to blend both of the things. So okay guys, let's just start our discussion, and starting first with the Aries Lagna natives. So guys, as you can see, that the beautiful aspect of this month is that your ascendant lord Mars is going to be coming out of its retrograde motion on like January 12th. Mercury is also going to be coming out of its retrograde motion on January 17th, and moreover the much awaited transit of the year, I would say, that your 10th house lord Saturn is going to be entering your 11th house on January 17th only. So there is a lot of the planetary shift which is going to be taking place. So guys, if I were to summarize the theme of this month for you, so specifically for your professional undertakings, professional accomplishment, I would say that month will prove to be very beneficial for the Aries Lagna natives. Now definitely guys, if you have planned certain things like any job promotion or launching any new product, any of the performances, so things will work out in your favor, because guys, it's not only that your 10th house lord is going to be shifting in your 11th house, but just because your ascendant lord is coming out of its retrograde motion, that too in the second house of your earning, of your finances, and the way your like 5th house lord sun is also going to be transiting in your 10th house. So overall, the way planets are influencing you, I would say that pertaining to the matters of your finances, of your professional development, this month is creating a very positive energy. Also guys, I would say that the major highlights of this month, or the major event of this month, will start manifesting after the second half of the month, because as you can see that your 7th house lord Venus will also enter your 11th house on January 21st as well. So I would say that friends will prove to be very beneficial. You will be able to attract lot many opportunities towards you, or whether you are a freelance person, whether you are connected with business. So overall, it's a very positive energy. So guys, generally our queries hover around these areas only. Pertaining to the matters of your business, job, the month is creating a very positive energy. Anything to do with the students as well. So guys, as you can see that your 5th house lord is right now, like in the first half of the month, is going to be transiting in your 9th house. After that, it will transit to your 10th house. So that is also a very good indication. And just because guys, whenever a house lord goes 8 from its like 6 and 8 combination it forms, so I would say it is good in this regard, that for getting success after undergoing fierce competition, regarding that front as well, this month is creating a very positive energy. So overall guys, I do not have any negative thing to say or any cautionary thing to say for the Aries Lagna natives. I would say that the planets in transit is creating a very favorable working environment for you. Try to make the best out of it. And also guys, even pertaining to the matters of relationship as well, like a lot many people say that we have to wait for Jupiter to come out of the 12th house, but we overlook this fact that like Jupiter's transit in the 12th house is also responsible for your expenses and your spending on auspicious things like buying a home or any of the domestic family related expenses. So with Venus's, like your 7th house Lord's entry in your 11th house, so this will also create a very positive energy for all those people who want to express their love or you want to propose to someone. So regarding that front as well, this month is creating a very positive energy for all the Aries Lagna natives. Moving ahead guys, now for all the Taurus Lagna natives. So guys, as you can see that in your case the whole planetary concentration is taking place in your 9th house. So the epicenter of the planetary shift and transit is somehow influencing your 9th house very strongly. So one thing is for sure that any of the concerns of the 9th house, where we talk about immigration, any of the important travels, if in your line of work like teaching or lecturing or immigration, import, export, languages, if all that is getting qualified, you can definitely get benefited. The good part is that guys, because your ascendant lord is going to be transiting from some very auspicious houses, like it is going to be transiting in your 9th house at the first half of the month, and afterwards on January 21st it will transit to your 10th house and it is going to get conjunct with Saturn over there. And guys, try to understand this thing, that whenever like a planet, that too which is a slow moving planet, which is a Yog Karaka planet for you guys, so the moment it will enter into the 10th house, it will already be in a mode to start making things very smooth and harmonious for you. Like Saturn is definitely going to be in this state to give you the rewards of all the hard work and all the ethics and integrity you have shown so far in the past 2.5 years in your professional life. So I would say guys that anything to do with the, now let's say for example, if you're already going through your higher studies, your MBAs and all of that, and this is a time when you have to make some important decision, like appear for any on job on campus job placement interviews, or for all those people who have to start their journey, like you have to enroll into any of the foreign university. So any of the matters of the 9th house and 10th house, if your business, your occupation or your current life circumstances are somehow connected with these two houses, you will definitely get benefited. Also guys, because Mars has been in a retrograde motion from past couple of days right over there in your first house, which is not a very good energy, because such a heated planet being in a retrograde mode right over your first house many times make people like storing up a lot of pent up energy and not being able to express themselves with the best of their capabilities at the right times. So because on January 12th, Mars will also come out of its retrograde motion right over there in your first house. Now guys, because Mars in your case has got the rulership of your 7th house as well, so all the business and the commercial activities we see from the 7th house. So lately, if you have been facing the heat that in your business, the kind of growth, the kind of smooth flow which generally remains in your business, but you were facing some sort of blockage over there from the past couple of weeks ever since Mars turned retrograde in your first house. So all those problems will be a matter of the past. That is one thing guys. Second thing is that as you can see that the transit of Sun is going to be taking place it is going to be coming out of your 8th house on January 13th, and it is going to be entering your 9th house, which can also be seen as a very good energy, because guys, 4th house lord transiting in the 8th house many times gives lot of pressure and lot of misunderstanding in the domestic life related matters as well. So if you have been facing that heat, that in your domestic life people are bickering, they are turning against each other, so once your 4th house lord will come out of your 8th house, it will transit to your 9th house. That will also accelerate or give some positivity in the matters of your domestic life as well. So guys, whether we talk about people who are connected with the Venusian field or anything to do with the facing that uplifted sense of confidence, or being able to make your moves in a correct way, being able to win over the confidence of your bosses at workplace, at while dealing with the authority figures. So regarding all that front, the month is creating a very positive energy for the Taurus Lagna natives. And I would say guys that if during this month, if you have to schedule any of the travel, so that will also prove to be very beneficial. And lastly friends, pertaining to the matters of your relationship or anything to do with the matrimonial related concerns, so I would say that the month is creating a very positive energy. In any case, Jupiter is transiting in your 11th house. From 11th house, Jupiter also gives aspect to both your 5th house and the 7th house as well, which in itself is a very good indication whether you are in that stage that you are dating someone or you have met someone, want to take your relationship to the next level of marriage, you want to introduce that person to your family members and all of that. So that can also be considered with this strong dignity of Venus, your ascendant lord in the transit, and your 7th house lord Mars coming out of its retrograde motion during this month. So guys, only a vulnerable area during this month is that your 5th house lord Mercury is transiting in your 8th house. So just for the students perspective, I would say that definitely after January 17th, when Mercury will come out of its retrograde motion in your 8th house, you will find some sort of relief. That lately if you have been facing problem in memorizing thing or to able to concentrate in your studies, if you have been facing any problem in all these areas, so after January 17th things will become little bit smooth. But still I would say if you have to write any competitive exam or any of the important decision connected with your academics, with your education, till the time your 5th house lord is transiting in the 8th house, you have to give that area heightened attention. Now guys, for all the Gemini Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, the epicenter of this month's planetary shift, planetary transit is your 8th house. So which can be a blessing in disguise if in your case, psychology, insurance, revenue, research, exploration, occult, if all of that is getting qualified in your case, any of the paternal property related issues is getting qualified in your case, then this month will actually give you some sort of relief, some sort of good returns as well. Now guys, the beautiful aspect of this month is that Mars is in any case not a very auspicious planet for you, and it was in a retrograde motion in your 12th house from October 30. So Mars on January 12th is going to be coming out of its retrograde motion, which will be a sigh of relief for you guys. See, trust me, if you have not been betrayed by any of your good friend or any of the opportunity which you could have materialized that slipped from your hands right at the last moment, so if all these things have happened in your case, so I would say that it was all happening because of Mars being in a retrograde motion in your 12th house. So all of those problems and worries will stop bothering you after January 12th. Second thing is that guys, like the way I already mentioned this thing, Venus in your case becomes a very auspicious planet for you. And if lately you have been facing any problem in your studies, because guys, Ketu in any case is transiting right now in your 5th house. So the transit of Ketu in the 5th house has got very extremities attached to it. Either it will give you a very pinpointed concentration or it will not let you focus on any one thing. So Ketu always works on a very extreme way. And just because your 5th house lord was also transiting in your 8th house from past couple of weeks, so I would say that whatsoever heat you have been facing in your education, in your academic concerns, so after January 21st, things will start improving for you. And guys, when we talk about pertaining to the matters of any of the new projects if you want to initiate, so over there could be little bit of the setback, because as you can see that your 3rd house lord is planet Sun and it is going to be entering in your 8th house. So if you want to actually initiate something, it will be much better to prioritize that in the first half of the month, because after that either things will demand more cross checking, more research, more of the fault finding. So this is how the transit of Sun, your 3rd house lord, is going to be influencing you. So guys, overall, if I were to summarize the theme of this month for you guys, so one thing is for sure that pertaining to the matters of specifically people who are connected with business and in their business as well, anything to do with the research, audit, accountancy, insurance, all these areas is getting qualified, all these people will definitely get benefited. For students, things will start improving after the second half of the month. And lastly guys, I would say that do not blindly trust on people. And if you have to undertake any of the short journey, or you have to initiate some new project or new brand, or start working on some new collaboration, new partnership, so over there it will be much better to prioritize that in the first half of the month, because when Sun will transit to your 8th house, briefly being in the influence of Saturn, it might create hurdle over there. But overall guys, pertaining to the matters of your social networking, and if you have been a victim of any online fraud or any of the scam, I would say, so now all that vulnerabilities will stop bothering you from this month, specifically when Mars will come out of its retrograde motion. So yes guys, this is how the overall theme for this month is for all the Gemini Lagna natives. Moving ahead guys, now for all the Cancer Lagna natives. So guys, in your case, as you can see that the major epicenter of this month of planetary transit is going to be your 7th house, which can be seen as a very good energy. So specifically, if you are performing artist, you are connected with business, any of the mass media related profile, if that is getting qualified in your case, so this month will prove to be very beneficial for all of you guys. The good part over here is that guys, because in your case Mars becomes your Yoga Karka planet, and Mars was retrograde from October 30 right over there in your 11th house, and this is a kind of a typical yoga where people are promising you something, and right at the last moment things are getting cancelled or things are not working out in your favor. So I would say that after January 12th, once Mars being your Yoga Karaka planet will come out of its retrograde motion in your 11th house, all of your goals, all of your plans will start progressing in the right direction. Second thing is that guys, as you can see that during this month only, your 7th house lord Saturn is going to be transiting in your 8th house. So one thing is for sure that this month will suddenly give a knee jerk in the smooth flow of your operations. Like suddenly a lot many Cancer Lagna natives will be very much driven towards kind of doing that sort of internal audit, internal research in their business operations, in their business functioning. Like what could be the fault which is not helping your business, your brand grow. So this is how your mindset will start working out during this month, because guys, Saturn in your case is not only your 7th house lord, but just because it is going to be gaining a lot of power right over there in your 8th house. So this is also very good energy that during this month, like if your dashas are running favorable and any of the concerns of immigration, paternal property related dispute, if all of that is getting qualified in your case, so some sudden positive news can also be expected during this month. Second thing is that guys, in your case, if I were to say from the perspective of the students, people connected with art and media, it's a very good month because your 5th house lord is going to be coming out of its retrograde motion in your 11th house. For any of the concerns of relationship and marriage, so I would say guys that the month is not that favorable, because 7th house lord transiting into 8th house will be a energy where you might not get clarity which you might be expecting. Now guys, for any of the concerns of business or people who are connected with job and everything, like I would say that whatsoever hard work you have been doing, the result of that will materialize during this month. And for any of the concerns of asking for a raise or applying for a new role or a new job, so all of that will also work out in your favor. Like whatsoever you think that your matching your skill, your remuneration has to be, your package has to be. So during this time, negotiating on that, applying for a new role will also work out a lot in your favor, because like the way guys, planets are making a shift, and all of that transit shift and entering into a new sign is happening very closely tied and very close duration to each other. So that is the only reason I'm saying this thing. Your second house lord will be coming out of your sixth house, and it's going to be entering your seventh house on January 13th, and close to that on January, like as you can see, on January 12th, just a day before, Mars is going to be coming out of retrograde. So the way planets are influencing you, it's a very good month for contemplating and renegotiating or re-strategizing pertaining to the areas of your financial goals, financial plannings. So yes guys, this is how the month will work out for all the Cancer Lagna natives. Moving ahead guys, now for all the Leo Lagna natives. So guys, in your case, as you can see that the major planetary concentration this month is going to be your sixth house, the epicenter of the planetary shift or planetary stay. So one thing is for sure guys, that all those people who are connected with the service industry, all those people who are in any way, you belong to a fitness industry or a nursing or health services, or anything to do with the people working in corporate job, multinational organizations and all of that. So this month will prove to be very fruitful, because guys, try to understand this thing. The moment Saturn will enter your seventh house, it is going to be a new environment, and generally right at the time when planet makes any shift, it enters a new zodiac sign. So somehow during those initial days, energy tend to remain very potent to manifest results. And guys, specific to your Lagna, see, that is for sure that Saturn is not a favorable planet for you. But the good part over here is that Saturn rules two houses in your Lagna in such a way that hard work, competition, resistance, endurance, and the rewards, the Uchpad, which we call to the seventh house, they both are being controlled by the planet Saturn. So let's say for example, if your dashas are running favorable, you have done your job with complete integrity, with complete hard work, and as you can see, Mars is your Karaka planet. So Mars is also going to be coming out of its retrograde motion right over there in your 10th house on January 12th. So because of which guys, I would say that pertaining to the matters of your job and people connected with the health fitness industry, this month will prove to be very favorable for you. Because guys, not only that, as you can see that your 10th house lord is the planet Venus. So Venus, like, it hardly matters which sign is there in your sixth house basis your Lagna, but Venus in the original Kal Purush Kundli as well, Venus kind of find itself little bit agitated whenever it is transiting from the sixth house. So on January 21st, Venus, your 10th house lord, third house lord, will also come out of your sixth house as well. It will enter your seventh house. So I would say that overall the energy of this month is very favorable. It's like a judgment month for you guys, that all the hard work which you have been doing, you will get the result of that. And this month becomes also very special and important for all those people who are connected with business, politics, any of the mass media related profiles, if that is getting qualified in your case, and your dashas are running favorable and life circumstances brought you to a point where you are anticipating some kind of big news for your job, for your career. So this month will prove to be very favorable in all those lines. So guys, if I were to summarize pertaining to the matters of the marriage, so Saturn suddenly entering into the seventh house, it might, if things have already got finalized, then it's fine. But if things are already going through a very slow process, so over there could be delay, lack of clarity could function in the aspect of your marriage. For the students, guys, as you can see that your major planetary concentration is over there in your sixth house, and Sun in the first half is going to be transiting in your fifth house, and Mercury is there for a long span of time. So for the students or people who have to write any competitive exam during this month, it's a very positive energy, a lot in your favor. So yes guys, this is how month is going to be turning out, and I can say this thing with confidence that pertaining to the matters of your public image, your job, your professional decision making, this month is creating a very favorable energy for the Leo Lagna natives. Now guys, for all the Virgo Lagna natives, so guys, as you can see over here that the epicenter of this month's planetary shift and transit is your 5th house, which can be seen as a very good energy. Like all those people who are connected with art, entertainment, media, teaching field, or during this month you have to write any competitive exam, so you will be able to perform good for sure. Second thing is that guys, Mars in your case is not a very auspicious planet. From October 30, Mars was in a retrograde motion right over there in your 9th house, and it has got the energy of the 8th house as well. So because of which lately, if you felt this thing that you are getting into argument with your father, with your teachers, with your counselors, with your guides, so definitely once Mars will come out of its retrograde motion in your 9th house, things will start getting better for sure. You will not be in this rush to get into argument with all those people who are actually trying to help you. So guys, overall, if I were to say, like the way I already mentioned this thing, 5th house will start benefiting you in a way that good return on the investment during this month. If let's say for example you have to take any important big decision which has got a say in the maximum areas of your life, you know, it's like buying a home or children getting married or getting admission into a new college. So all those lifetime important major events, if you have to plan, if you have to initiate those decisions during this month, you can actually consider doing that. One thing is that for sure guys, in your case, because your 5th house lord is going to be entering into your 6th house, which will be a very good energy for all the students who have to write any competitive exam. But when we talk about in general, like all those people who are connected with job and any of the corporate portfolio, so over there, because whenever a planet enters a house, initially and specifically here we are talking about Saturn. So although Saturn is entering into a Mool Trikona sign, but just because it is entering in your 6th house, so there could be some sudden development at your work front. Now this will become more applicable for all those people in whose case you are on that top management, on top leadership role, that there is a big lot of team or team members which report to you. So over there, there could be sudden resistance. People are not agreeing to your vision, to your plans, your projected vision. So over there, try to remain as calculative, as patient as possible. And guys, as you can see that Venus in your case has got the rulership of your 2nd house as well. So after January 21st, Venus is going to be entering your 6th house. So it hardly matters in which sign Venus is transiting in the original Kalpurush Kundli. Venus kind of find itself very weak whenever it is transiting from the 6th house. So I would say that because in any case guys, Ketu is transiting in your 2nd house as well. So try to remain very cautious and careful with your spending, or like not going overboard on your credit card. Or sometimes what happen is that just in order to maintain that prestige and image, that someone approached to you with an unrealistic amount of money, someone is in that need. So just remain cautious that it should not negatively affect your budget or your financial management. So yes guys, if I were to summarize, this month's highlight and theme is very favorable for any of the concerns of marriage, any of the concerns of academic goals or writing any competitive exam, or any of the concerns of travels or short journey. That will also prove to be a lot in your favor. Only in the matters of your finances and in the matters of your job, if you are in that top management role, over there you have to remain a little bit cautious, careful. But for sure guys, a very positive, uplifting month for the Virgo Lagna natives. And during this month, you will also be able to take some very important lifetime decision as well. Now guys, for all the Libra Lagna natives, so guys, as you can see that the theme of this month is that a lot many planets are going to be transiting from your 4th house, which is a very good news. Like whether you are connected with politics, construction, real estate, high-end luxury, interior decor, all those people will get benefited. Second thing is that guys, finally wait is over. Your Yokaraka planet Saturn is going to be entering your 5th house, which will definitely bring all sort of dividends and return on investment which you have been contemplating from the past 2.5 years. Also guys, I always say this thing, Saturn's transit in the 4th house many times create a lot of friction within the domestic life as well. So all of those things will also stop bothering you. If you have been facing any heat in the matters of your family life, domestic life, or your terms within the family members. Also guys, as you can see that because Mars, your 7th house lord and your 2nd house lord, was in a retrograde motion in your like 8th house from October 30. So finally on January 12th, Mars will also come out of its retrograde motion, being transiting in your 8th house, which can be seen as a very good indication. Because guys, a lot many times this is a kind of a typical yoga which makes people very prone towards misunderstanding in the relationship or facing losses on the account of some wrong decision their partner has taken. So I would say that all those things will be a matter of the past. If you have been facing any misunderstanding within the relationship with your partner, so all those misunderstandings will also be removed. So guys, overall it's a positive energy. I would say that whether we talk about from students perspective, people connected with politics, all those content creators, social media influencers as well, because Sun and Mercury, like Sun is going to be transiting in your 3rd house till January 13th with being conjunct with Mercury. Mercury is in a retrograde motion, but guys, I have seen like there are certain houses like 3rd house, specifically 3rd house and 11th house over there, even a retrograde Mercury holds this power to manifest some very good results. So overall guys, it's a very good month for you. The highlight and the epicenter of that is going to be that you will be able to take some very important lifetime decision during this month. Now this could be buying a home, buying your first car, getting admission in your choice of college. So all those things can materialize, and the most benefit thing is that any of the misunderstandings in the relationship, in the business partnership will also stop bothering you, because Mars is going to be coming out of its retrograde motion in your 8th house. Moving ahead guys, now for all the Scorpio Lagna natives. So guys, as you can see that during this month, the major planetary concentration is going to be in your 3rd house, which can be seen as a very good news. Like rather, I would say guys, that if you have to initiate any new projects, any new plans, or any of the concerns of sponsorship or funding or collaborating with the right set of people, so all of that is going to be a theme of this month for your Lagna. Second thing is that guys, your ascendant lord was in a retrograde motion from October 30 right over there in your 7th house. So finally after January 12th, Mars will also come out of its retrograde motion in your 7th house, which will be a very good news in the form of all the blocked payments in your business dealings, or any of the misunderstandings with your partner will also stop bothering you for sure. And guys, like the way planets are going to be influencing you, because in your case your 7th house and the 12th house lord, which is planet Venus, is also going to be entering your 4th house after January 21st. So which can also be seen as a very good indication that, you know, this is a kind of a typical yoga when people spend a lot of money in their home decor, or that sort of feel good factor which people feel, or if you have been facing any rift within the marriage, within the relationship. So not only that Mars in your 7th house is coming out of the retrograde, but also Venus is going to be entering your 4th house as well. So definitely guys, it's a very good month for you guys. Whether we talk about people connected with sales, media, marketing, or because Saturn is also going to be entering your 4th house as well to its Mool Trikona sign. So I would say that any of the disputes if you have been facing in any of the property related matters, so over there as well, Saturn is the chief significator of justice, of delivering the justice, delivering the judgment. So guys, I would say that, and because it is going to be entering its Mool Trikona sign, so over there as well people can get benefited. So overall guys, it's a positive month for you. If you have been contemplating on some big plans of yours and you were lacking the relevant support of people, right set of resources, so I would say this month will prove to be very supportive in all that regard. Friends will prove to be a source of strength for you, and in the areas of business, commercial activities, a lot of gains and removal of blockage in any of the past payments, past business dealings can also be anticipated for a lot many Scorpio Lagna natives. So guys, whether you are a student and you have to write any competitive exam, in any case Jupiter is blessing your 5th house. Any of the concerns of marriage, relationship, or business or job related concerns as well, overall the month's energy is lot in favor for the Scorpio Lagna natives. Now guys, for all the Sagittarius Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, definitely it's going to be a very auspicious, very favorable month, because the epicenter of all the planetary shift is your 2nd house. So as you know that because Sun in your case is your 9th house lord as well, in the first half of the month it is going to be transiting in your 1st house, then it will enter your 2nd house. It's a very good news for people who are connected with like who are in their family business, anything to do with the banking, investment portfolio related fields, or if you are connected with government, high level bureaucracy. So all those people will definitely get benefited if you are in that top leadership, top management role. Second thing is that guys, because in your case Saturn is going to be entering your 3rd house finally. And guys, as you know that in today's day and age, when we talk about all the self-made millionaires, all those entrepreneurs, we generally see them with support coming in from the Saturn and the 3rd house. So the mere entry of Saturn in your 3rd house will definitely initiate this process that during this month, if you actually want to start the year on a good note, that you have been long planning for starting a new branch or start working on some new idea, acquire a new skill, so this month will definitely facilitate or support all those much long awaited projected plans of yours. Also guys, I generally say this thing that, you know, like astrology works like this only. If some one big event has to take place, it should be getting promised from all other directions. So let's say for example, if in your life right now you are going through those circumstances of changes, transition, things are very rapidly changing around you, and during this month only your Antardasha is also changing, or so if this is how things are working out around you within your life, I would say that this entry of Saturn in your 3rd house might have something very big or good in store for you. Second thing is that guys, finally Mars is going to be coming out of its retrograde motion in your 6th house, because guys, Mars becomes a very auspicious planet for you, and from October 30 it was retrograde in your 6th house, which is not a good energy. Because guys, try to understand this thing. See, astrology is not that complicated. Rahu is in any case transiting in your 5th house. Rahu is the chief significator of bad company, bad thought process, negative toxic influence. 5th house also tells about all of that. 5th house tells about the way our mind function. So Rahu's presence in the 5th house, 5th house lord being retrograde in the 6th house, is a typical combination that, you know, when people say that I just met someone and I loaned that person a big amount just on the face level confidence, or someone gave a word and I gave someone a huge amount of money and my money got struck, or you know, any of the entanglement of online fraud, online scam. So this is a kind of a typical yoga which makes someone prone and vulnerable towards all of that, entangling into conflict, dispute because of your own wrong judgment, because of your own wrong thought process. So I would say that finally Mars coming out of its retrograde motion on January 12th will be a sigh of relief, a good news for all those people. But again guys, everything has got a pros and cons attached to it. If you're already engaged in the fields of technology, you're very competitive, you have to write any competitive exam, so this could be a very good news for that, for all those endeavors. But in general, 5th house lord, and that too Mars's individual placement in the 6th house or in a afflicted state in the 6th house makes us very prone towards fights, dispute, credit, loans. So finally the good thing is that Mars is going to be bringing relief in your life. And like the way guys, Jupiter is also transiting in your 4th house. So not only that in the first half of the year Jupiter is favorable for you, but even after that Jupiter will be reaching out, your ascendant lord, after that only will transit to another auspicious house of yours, trine house, in the 5th house. So overall guys, the energy of this month is very favorable for any of the long-term investment. Your friends, your colleagues, your siblings will also play a very pivotal role if you will undertake any of the short journey, any of the travel, any of the new meetings, collaboration which will happen during this month for you guys will definitely be very positive, and in times to come they will bring very strong, substantial, positive results only for you guys. This is how the month is going to be working out for all the Sagittarius Lagna natives. Moving ahead guys, now for all the Capricorn Lagna. So guys, as you can see that the epicenter of all the planetary shift and transit this month is going to be your 1st house, which is a very good news, because guys, whenever ascendant gets empowered with such a strong planetary presence, somehow it puts us in that position of power, advantage, strong confidence, and specifically all those people who are self-made, because ultimately you need to be in that position where you have all the decision making, all the power concentrated to you. So if you are in that top leadership, top management role, or eyeing for those positions, so this month will prove to be very favorable for all of you guys, because guys, in any case, a lot of the planetary shift and transit in the 12th house is always a draining energy. Like no matter how much efforts you are putting in, it becomes very difficult for all those efforts to be seen by the right set of people. So now the month will start on a very good note for you guys. And another good part over here is that guys, your ascendant lord will finally be making its move during this month to your 2nd house. So all the plans of yours, all the strategies of yours will start getting executed in the right direction right from the middle of the month. Second thing is that guys, as you can see that Mars is going to be coming out of its retrograde motion in your 5th house. So Mars, which was in a retrograde mode from October 30, so it will be coming out of its retrograde motion on January 12th. So again guys, this is a kind of a typical yoga where people find blockage, that you took some wrong impulsive decision while dealing in stock market, dealing in trading, or whether you are connected with entertainment business, or whether you are still a student. So Mars being in a retrograde motion in your like 5th house might have created that tumultuous energy for a lot many Capricorn Lagna natives. But now guys, the good part over here is that Mars will come out of its retrograde motion and it will stop bothering you or creating hurdles in the free flow of your thought process, of your decision making, or any of the obstacles which you faced in your investments will start getting removed once Mars will come out of its retrograde motion in your 5th house. Again guys, even in the matters of love, romance, Mars being in a retrograde in the 5th house is always an energy of conflict, dispute, misunderstanding, impulsively acting, later on regretting. So all of that will stop bothering you. And guys, as you can see that the way planets are influencing you, I have already mentioned this thing, it's a very positive month specifically for people who are connected with mass media, like you are a politician, you have any of the big construction or real estate business of yours. So all those people will definitely get benefited. Any of the long-term investments made in business during this month will prove to be very favorable. And yes guys, whether we talk about from like even from Venus's perspective as well. So Venus in your case becomes a Yogarka planet. So on January 21st, Venus will also transit from your 2nd house. So that is the only reason I'm pointing out in this direction, because ascendant lord and the Yogarka planet, like 5th house and 10th house lord, getting conjunct in transit in the 2nd house, it's a very good Dhan yoga. So pertaining to the matters of the finances, taking some important decision and some profitable travels and journeys. So regarding that front, I would say that month will prove to be very auspicious, very favorable for all the Capricorn Lagna natives. Guys, one thing which I want to highlight over here is that on January 21st, there is a Shani Amavasya. So I would say that it will be very good because it's your ascendant lord. So doing fasting or doing any of the donation on this day will actually give more power to your ascendant lord, and it will actually pave path towards some good financial prosperity and more opportunities for you guys in times to come. Now guys, for all the Aquarius Lagna natives, so guys, as you can see that majority of the planets are going to be crossing over from your 12th house. So definitely if your aspirations are aligned with the matters of the 12th house, anything to do with the foreign land, import export nature of work, or overseas interest, all those people will definitely get benefited. Like you will definitely be able to make a breakthrough in the matters of the 12th house, because guys, we always say this thing that Saturn in your case is your ascendant lord. It has only good things in store for you. So before finally leaving your 12th house, whatsoever hard work, sacrifices or charities you have done, unconditionally you have helped people in the past 2.5 years, the moment Saturn will enter your first house, your Lagna, so in a sudden way experiencing the outcome, results of that can be anticipated for a lot many Aquarius Lagna natives. But definitely guys, because the way planets are influencing your 12th house, somehow epicenter is going to be the 12th house only. Your 7th house lord is transiting in your 12th house. Venus, which becomes your Yokarka planet, till January 20th, it is only going to be transiting in your 12th house. So if your aspirations are aligned with the 12th house, then this is going to be a very beneficial month for you. For other people, you have to keep your spendings, your expenses in control. Now guys, when we talk about the role of other planets, so as you can see that Mars, which has been in a retrograde motion from October 30 in your 4th house. So guys, Mars in any case is not considered as good in any way. Any connection of Mars with the 4th house is always a very quarrelsome, it's always a very volatile energy. And over and above that, Mars being in a retrograde as well, this is a kind of a typical yoga where I've seen people, like whether you are doing some construction, any sort of renovation at your home, or whether you are professionally operating as a real estate person, so money getting struck, project getting struck, one obstruction, one regulation after another. So this is how things come to a standstill whenever Mars is in such a dignity, that too in the 4th house. So after January 12th, all those things will stop bothering you. If there has been some bickering, some sort of fights within the family members, all of that will stop happening after January 12th. And definitely guys, because the way planets are influencing you, your Yokarka planet Venus is going to be entering your first house on January 21st. It is going to be making a connection with your ascendant lord as well, which has also just couple of days back only on January 17th would have entered your first house. So I would say that during this month, a lot many Aquarius Lagna natives will be in a state to take some very important lifetime decision. Now this could be, booking your own home, getting married, finding your first dream job, getting that sort of sponsorship of funding which you have been awaiting, getting your PR card, getting your visa. So all those things can materialize with this, the way planets are going to be influencing you. And definitely guys, if you are connected with media, mass media, any of the political aspirations, if all of that is getting qualified in your case, like if in whichsoever capacity you are in that stage or you are in that role where you influence the masses, a lot number of people, because of your decision, because of your actions, because of your job, so all those people will get benefited. And I would say that for all those people who are in that horde to or they are awaiting any promotion, any kind of remuneration, or any of the review, professional review which you have gone through, and you are awaiting the result or outcome of that, so things will work out in your favor for sure. So guys, if I were to summarize pertaining to the matters of the education for the students, so your 5th house lord is transiting right now in your 11th house, which is a very good news. Now guys, Mercury is retrograde till January 17th, but still 3rd house, 7th house, 11th house over here, if Mercury is in a good sign, and even if it is retrograde, it manifests good results only. So whether we talk about for the students, any of the concerns of your overseas interest, or people who are in top management roles connected with politics or construction, a very good month for all those people. And lastly guys, for all the Pisces Lagna natives, so guys, as you can see that the epicenter of all the planetary shift and transit during this month is going to be your 11th house, which can be seen as a very good news, because guys, 11th house not only plays an important role in our income, in right set of friends, helping us. But also this is the house of wish fulfillment, of success, of popularity. So not only that your 11th house is accentuated, but your 6th house lord is planet sun. It is going to be transiting in your 10th house till January 13th. After that it will also enter your 11th house. So people who are connected with job, awaiting any promotion, next level raise, or kind of appreciation for all the hard work you do in your job can be anticipated this month for the Pisces Lagna natives. Now guys, the good part over here is that if you will pay attention, your second house, Rahu is already transiting over there, and the second house lord, planet Mars, was retrograde in your third house from October 30. So trust me, if you have not spent your money on wrong things, like giving your money on credit to any of the friend or acquaintances, and now you're not able to get back your money, or you, because of your outburst, it created a confusion within your friend circle. So if you have been a victim of all these things, so all of that will stop bothering you after January 12th, once Mars will come out of its retrograde motion in your third house. So guys, overall the planetary vibration and energy is a lot in your favor, and I would say that if your wholehearted energy and your aspirations are concentrated to the areas of the 12th house, import export nature of work, or you want to settle down in a foreign land, you have been applying for citizenship, for visa, for immigration related concerns, or import export nature of work. So whenever Saturn enter any new sign, so it tend to remain in a very potent state to manifest results right at the time when it enters a new energy, a new house. So I would say that if your aspirations are aligned with the areas of the 12th house, right from the middle of the month, you will start seeing the progress in all these areas. So overall guys, it's a very positive energy. The good part over here is that this month will start on this note that people around you will prove to be supportive, and any of the recognition or promotion or reward which has been long impending or due, that can also manifest during this month, the way planets are going to be influencing you. So this is something guys which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs for the monthly transit results for all the lagnas for this very first month of the new year. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Dhanyawad.